experience is the best teacher, and nothing drives cybersecurity adoption more than getting hacked. So this is the sort of the security maturity model that I was talking about before. Every major organization out there, every Fortune 500 company out there, massively depends on their IT systems, whether or not they want to recognize this. Like if those systems stop working, the entire company comes to a halt. Like nobody gets anything done. And Sony's going to be a good test case about this. But we'll see what the market does, but I think it's going to be pretty punishing. But when you talk to these companies about what their security strategy is, they're like, oh, well, we have all these systems and blah, blah, blah. For the most part, most organizations have outsourced their security to some software, to some third party, to some ideal, or whatever. And they haven't really owned this issue. And they don't see it as an existential issue. I think that this is changing by drips and drabs, but it's usually changing once organizations get massively hacked and they lose their crown jewels and they lose all kinds of other things. Consumer trust, massive amounts of consumer information, massive amounts of intellectual property. Yeah. I think it really does take this. And it really comes down to one thing. How much does the organization's leadership, how much do they know about what their security strategy is? Because if they don't know enough to ask certain questions, that organization doesn't have a prayer. Because essentially, what we're talking about here is a complete mindset shift. It's no longer about keeping the bad guys out. You can't keep them out. There's just no way. The only thing you can hope for is that you have a talented team that can tell you as quickly as possible when they get in. And hopefully, put the tourniquet on so that you don't lose everything very quickly. And so that's a mindset shift that usually only happens when it's really painful.
Yeah, just more governance, right? Internal governance.
More governance. And but that's again, how does that governance happen? It usually happens because people get personally invested in it. And they're and the leadership of the company is asking some very difficult questions that make people pretty uncomfortable.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.